Joining us today is a dynamic woman who has truly been a staple and builder of our community. From being the quiet force behind the development of minority business executives with the St. Louis Regional Chamber and Greater St. Louis, Inc., to formerly serving as a corporate executive with Bank of America and Southwestern Bell, which is now known as AT&T. She also holds 5 degrees from world-famous universities, including our alma mater, Howard University, and Washington University, as well as Webster, Harris Stowe, and Eaton Theological Seminary. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Valerie Patton, Chief Equity and Diversity and Inclusion Officer and President of the Greater St. Louis Foundation. Welcome, Val. How are you doing?
Thank you, Angelia. I am so humbled, honored, and blessed to have this opportunity to spend time with you. I don't know who you were talking about in the introduction, but I am very blessed to be here today. Thank you.
And it's an honor for me. It's like you are every woman. I had no idea you had 5 degrees. That is amazing.
I'm a continuous learner.
Yes,
so
obviously.
The seminary degree was a lifelong dream, as one of my cousins reminded me.
Yes.
When I went to social work school, which was at Washington University, that was when I was in a decision point between seminary and social work, because I'm a helper at the end of the day. I want people to have better lives through transformation and change. Now, those other degrees kind of make you think about, how confused is she? So I am a recovering accountant.
Yes.
I'm a recovering operations IT person. Then we go into the social work, then we go into the seminary. And then the ministry is all about ministry in the public square.
Yes.
So continuing to do community leadership and to do community advocacy. But we have so many issues to be solved, and my passion issue is around food insecurity.
Yes, wow, that's very deep. And you're the Chief Diversity Officer for Greater St. Louis, Inc. So how do you fit all of this in?
I ask myself that often.
Yes.
How do I make it all happen? When you are doing God's work, and when you have passion for the work that you do, it's not work. It is just being of service. It's being a servant leader. So at Greater St. Louis, Inc., where I'm the Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer and President of the Greater St. Louis, Inc. Foundation, do probably about 5 pillars when we look at it at the end of the day. Multicultural leadership together, multicultural leadership development, which is the Fellows Program Experience, which is in its 18th year. Over 1,200 fellows that have been through the experience.
Yes.
90% of them still reside in the region. 70% of them generally get promoted within 2 years of leaving the program.
Wow.
And then about 25% of them are on boards and commissions and doing service that they didn't have opportunity to do before. What we do in the Fellows Experience is sharpen a mid-career multicultural professionals toolbox. And we do that through professional leadership development, community and relationship building, and civic engagement and service. So to whom much is given, much is required.
Yes, it is.
Second pillar, which you are a product of, the Diverse Business Accelerator, which is a program, boutique, no more than 10 in a cohort, a couple of times a year, which is targeted to women-owned, diverse-owned businesses to grow, scale, and advance. And we are so proud of you and Equal Productions.
Thank you.
And the other 40 or so that have been through the program. And what we really want to do there is to help you increase your revenue and increase your employees. Third pillar, the Inclusive Economic Growth Summit, which we launched in this past September, which is really to talk about our work around our STL 2030 jobs plan and the 5 strategies within that jobs plan. But we also unveiled our 2030 progress metrics tool, which has a website, has scorecard, has dashboard, and is really going to look at how do we measure our success around some very specific indicators. The third piece is doing what I'm doing now, is a lot of panels, keynotes around issues on diversity, equity, and inclusion and leadership development. And I would say the fifth pillar is helping those organizations, be it large or small, do strategy around diversity, equity, and inclusion. So between that and ministry, I do sleep and I do have a life.
Wow. And you have an excellent memory, apparently, because you have all of those pillars right there. And, you know, you've done so much, Val. And one of the things I think about is the Diversity Fellowship Initiative that you created.
Yes.
Tell us about the birth of that.
Back in the early 2K, St. Louis was struggling. Let us be very transparent around how do we retain talent. So how do we retain talent that was leaving our colleges and universities? How do we retain talent working within our different ecosystems? So did a lot of research, and I kind of want to tell a backstory there too, because it's going to help people that are on a journey. So 20 years in telecommunications, was blessed to take early retirement. 5 years in banking, my position was eliminated. And that's when this opportunity was presented.
Wow.
So don't ever give up. Know that you're enough. And know that generally those types of actions have nothing to do with you personally. So actually took a pay cut to take on what is known as the St. Louis Business Diversity Initiative. And our first charge was to really look at the retention of talent. And did research across the country around programming. Found a program in Boston, which is done by an organization called the Partnership, Inc. And they are over 30 years old. They run 5 programs. They also have a fellows program. So did the research, consulted with them, visited them. September 2006, we launched with 21 fellows. Today, are 132 fellows in this year-long experience.
Wow.
So we've had growth. We're tuition-based. So we've had revenue growth, we've had people growth, but I think the biggest growth we've had is the transformation of lives. So helping people not only be their best self, but see their best self in all of this. So I love what I do every day. So like I said, it's not work for me. And it's not anywhere I could go. I'm not a member of the Beehive, so I'm not a Beyonce. But it is not anywhere I can go, especially within the region, that I am not noticed. And that's because when you touch one life, you touch multiple lives. And we have people in 26 states and 2 countries.
Wow, wow. And you know, some of the strengths that I've found in you, because you were just, you know, phenomenal on all fronts, is that I would say one of your greatest strengths I've saw is that you are such a great strategic thinker and visionary. You know, to just have a program that you created that crossed all these different employers and you still have it as your baby is amazing.
Yes, it is my firstborn. As I said, I'm really humble. And thank you for your kind words and sentiments. Because it really does bring me to tears to some degree. Because you never know the impact until you know the impact.
Right, this is true.
And as I said, I was at a leadership conference about a month ago in Chicago. I get on the airplane and there's a fellow. And it was like, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is it? But to see growth, to see transformation, I have in my office that I'm a transformer, not the yellow one that turns into a car.
Bumblebee.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not that transformer. But I would say my strengths and the success is the quiet humbleness.
Yes.
I think it is listening. I think it is being approachable. I think it's being accessible.
Yes.
I think it is being a connector. And I guess I really haven't seen the power of that until I've seen the power of it.
Yes.
And the fact that somebody can call me and say, well, do you know so-and-so, or can I just have a conversation with you? I will always talk to anyone that wants to talk to me.
Yes. She does.
Thank you for thinking I'm a visionary and a strategic thinker. But really, for a lot of times, it's really more my listening skills. And I listen with my eyes and my ears. And then that whole piece of being flexible, because change is life.
Yes, that's true.
So I don't really even use that one because everything is changing.
Yes, that's true.
But at the end of the day, the most important asset we have on the planet of this earth are people.
Wow.
And if we don't invest in people, if we don't recognize what they need, if we don't get them where they need to be, then we're all suffering.
Wow. So you are a wealth of knowledge. You know, I mean, you have great opportunities within your organization. How can someone get in touch with you? Because I think every African American or diverse executive definitely needs to be getting in touch with you. You know, you got the Fellows Initiative, you have the Diverse Business Accelerator. So whether you own a business or you're working for a business, you need to know this lady.
You're so kind.
Yeah.
And as I tell all the kids at church, like they'll come in, hey, Miss Valerie, we want to know more about you. Google. Google is everybody's best friend.
That is true.
But I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. You see my face. So my picture is associated with all of those things. If you see me on the street, stop me. Unless I really am trying to move somewhere expeditiously, I'm going to stop. I'm going to have a conversation with you.
Yes, you do.
Always, you can visit our website, which is www.greaterstlinc.com. Our work, my picture is on the website. I don't know if our emails are still there, but my email is very simple. My first name, Valerie, Valerie, at greaterstlinc.com.
Well, Val, thank you so much for stopping by. I feel informal even calling you Val. I should be like Dr. Valerie Patton.
Oh, no. You know, titles come and go.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the root of one's soul.
That is true.
And their spirit. And I come from a long line of helpers. I come from a long line of people that made a difference. My maternal grandfather taught the men how to read and write in the paint factory he worked in Miami, Florida.
Wow.
So it's in my DNA.
Yes.
And it will be here, and I'm going to do as much as I can for as long as I can for whoever I can. Because life is short, but I think I'm here for an explicit purpose, and that is to help people have better lives through transformation and change.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and best wishes of even more success. I would say prayers, many prayers for more success for you, because I know as you become successful, you're lifting others along the way.
Yeah, we lift as we climb.
Yes.
We have to reach back. Each one has to teach one.
Yes.
That's how we make the change sustainable within our community. So thank you for the prayers. I love prayers, and I'm a praying woman.
Yes.
So thank you for the prayers. Thank you for your kind words.
Sure.
Thank you for this time today, because the greatest gift all of us have is the greatest gift of self.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our country's biggest rivers created St. Louis as a crossroads for culture and commerce. Today, it's fueled into the future by a resilient spirit powered by collaboration and community. All of it gives us a unique perspective and a determination to look in the mirror and face challenges. We're making somewhere you can start anything. Be supported as you build something that stands out and stay to make St. Louis yours. That's what it means to be STL made.